What's up, it's Gene, your coach, your motivating impact storyteller. Hey, in 2019, I'm going to change my videos a little bit. Yes, I'm going to still motivate you guys because I just love doing that for my heart, but I also want to share some of my expertise. And my area of expertise as a behavior change specialist is social and emotional skill enhancement. Now, many of you all know that I speak in middle schools, high schools, as well as juvenile detention centers and sometimes colleges, right? And I always focus on these social and emotional skills because that is what I noticed that is lacking amongst the youth today. And it's also lacking amongst us as adults. You see, as a professional speaker, as a communicator, one thing I'm always focusing on every day is enhancing my emotional and social skills so I can communicate the best that I can when I'm in situations talking to people that didn't grow up like me, don't look like me, but the only way I can do so is I have to be sound with my emotional and social skills. And what I want to focus on today is something that many of you all probably never heard about, and that is emotional intelligence. Now, pretty much emotional intelligence is an understanding of your own emotions so you can be able to control your emotions despite the situations that you're in, right? And many of us know how it is when we lose our cool. Somebody cut us off on the road, somebody say something about our mama, somebody say something racist, and we ready to fight. That's because we haven't not learned how to control our emotions, and the only way we can do that is by understanding our own emotions, right? Now, emotional intelligence has 4 parts to it. You have self-awareness, you have self-management, you have social awareness, and you have relationship management. Now, what I want to focus on today is social awareness. Now, a lot of y'all know that I go into the school system when I'm not speaking, and I do a lot of substitute teaching, right? So I'm at this school, and there's this kid that keeps getting kicked out of class. He has social and emotional issues, and I'm gonna tell y'all why he getting kicked out of class and why he's having a hard time with a lot of the minority students, especially black students, because he called the black students stupid niggers, black niggers. I mean, it's crazy. He's only 12 years old, so we know he's learning this in the home, right? So one of the teachers came up to me and said, "Hey, Mr. Mosley, would you mind working with this student? Because they done. The teacher's done. The student's done. Nobody wants to deal with him." I said, "Absolutely, I will work with him." And so I started going with him to class, right? Now, to his credit, he's never disrespected me. He's always listened. He's always been respectful. I don't know if he was intimidated by me or what, but we had a really good relationship. Now, I had already trained myself. I had already prepared myself emotionally for if he does something, they say something racist, or he does say anything out of character, so I can be able to control myself in a situation. That's what many of us have to do. We have to take the time to think about the things that would normally set us off, so when somebody does that thing, we are prepared to control our emotions, right? So one day he gets kicked out of class. He said something crazy to the teacher. So he and I are sitting outside the classroom, it's just him and I, and he's staring at me and he said, "Hey, Mr. Mosley, can I ask you a question?" I said, "Yes, sir. What do you want to know?" He said, "Well, what color does a black man bleed?" And I said, "What?" He said, "What color does a black man bleed? I was told that y'all bleed different from us." I said, "Who told you that?" He said, "Well, people in my home." I said, "Okay, I don't care who told you, but I bleed the same color as you do. If I got cut on my arm, my blood is just as red as yours." He said, "You mean to tell me that your blood is not blacker than mine?" I said, "No, it's not blacker than mine." I said, "Let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard of a blood transfusion?" He said, "I never heard of that." I say, "Well, let's say, for example, your mom was driving a car and she got in a car wreck and she's losing her blood and she needs somebody to donate blood to her so she doesn't die. Now, wouldn't you want somebody to donate blood to your mom?" He said, "Yes, I would." I say, "Would it matter if it was a black person that was donating blood to your mama?" He said, "No, I just wanted to save my mama's life." I say, "Well, that is because black people, white people, every type of other people can save each other's life by donating blood because we all have the same blood flowing through our veins." He looked at me and he said, "You know what? I never knew that, Mr. Mosley. I never knew that. That's pretty cool, man. I didn't know we all bled the same." I said, "We all bleed the same. Despite what anybody has ever told you, we all have the same blood. Now, the reason I did this is because it gave me an opportunity to get an understanding of him through empathy. Empathy is putting yourself in somebody else's shoes. How was I able to get a better understanding with him, better understanding about him? It's because I've had points in my life when I didn't understand other people, or I may thought something different to other people. By me having a conversation with those people, it allowed me to get a better understanding of that individual, and that individual get a better understanding of me. Now, this same kid, we became real cool. You know, I subbed at the school. Now, I'm not subbing at school no more, but I heard that he said he was sad to see me go. Now, think about that for a second. How I was able to control my emotions in a situation with a kid so I could be able to build an emotional bridge with him and get an understanding of him. This is social awareness. See, when you are a person that decides that I want to understand other people, I want to control my emotions despite what they may say or what they do, so I can understand why that person do what they do. It will allow you to be able to connect with that person, communicate with that person, and be able to build a relationship with that person. So I want to encourage whoever you are to go out there, and when you're dealing with people you may not like, they normally will say something crazy, to control your emotions so you can get a better understanding of that person, and you can show empathy, because that will allow you to enhance your social skill and become more socially aware, as well as enhance your emotional skill, because you're able to control your emotion.